Hey everybody, Ham here. Just had lunch. Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit and everything. Second video of the day. Okay, so I wanted to address, oh God, my eyes. Not that, but lately my eyes have been so dry and like it feels like there's dust in them all the time. Hold on, take a look at this. Take a look. If that's not the best looking French bulldog you've ever seen. I love a good bulldog. Okay, anyway. Okay. I wanted to address some things regarding opening up to your children. Letting them see you vulnerable. And particularly, letting them see you naked, right? So up until a certain age, I think it's very healthy and very important to show your kids what a normal body looks like. Especially with pornography these days and everything commercialized, like there's not a lot of that or examples of that in the real world. Like they can't go to their little friend's house and they're all just gonna walk around naked, you know. You know, they see their siblings maybe in the bathtub when they're little. But as an adult, like, especially if you have a female or even a male, really, maybe not dad, maybe dads have a cutoff age for this. I know my kid's dad, you know, used to shower with my kid, but stopped at a very young age and still never really let them see his front part, his penis, right? But you know, when they're very, very tiny, if they catch a glimpse, you know, under 4 years old, it's not the end of the world. And for boys, you could see your dad naked like till you grow up. And girls, you should always be able to see your mom naked. So anyway, so my theory is that you should take baths with your kids. Bring them in the shower with you. I know a lot of parents agree with this. Let them see you slumped over, not looking so hot, you know. Let them watch you get dressed. Because one, in America, we think everything is like, we are so prude and so closed off from like, we have this disconnect of like, you know, all our food is processed, like everything's got artificial colors and preservatives and flavors, like nothing's real. So to show your child something real, and I mean you tailor this to what you're comfortable with, but honestly, like why would you not be comfortable with being naked around a tiny little kid that's yours, that you pushed out of your vajayjay or C-section, whatever. Duh. So my advice is start as early as possible with that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you why. We all dread having that like puberty talk with our kids at like 10 years old or, you know, 8 years old, whenever we think we need to have it. Because you're talking to like a little adult. And they're older and you don't want to make them uncomfortable and you feel uncomfortable. I explained my period to my kid when they were like 4 or 5 maybe. And how it came about is I tend to get real nasty around that time for about a week. And I can tell. I know it's definitely like a hormonal, like when you're just mad at everything and you know that's what the reason is. And I felt bad. I kept going off and like kind of getting like short with my kid. And I'm like, God, this sucks. Like I hate being this way, but like I don't catch it in time. Like it'll already happen. I'm like, gosh, shiza. Like what the hell? So I felt really bad one time. So I started to explain to my kid, listen, this is what happens to women. This is what's going to happen to mommy. And I explained it in a very like easy way. Like I told them it's getting your period. They've seen me go to the bathroom and wipe when I'm bloody. Like, you know, kids walk in the bathroom. Like let's like, ew. No, like it happens. Like stop lying to yourself. Like your kids walk in when you're going to the bathroom. So I explained, I said, yeah, mommy gets a little moody during this time. Sometimes it does hurt, you know, and I basically explained it as much as I possibly could. So now every time I'm getting moody during that time of the month, we joke about it. Mom, are you getting your period? You know, like, it's a thing. When I tell you, ripping off that Band-Aid at a very young age is so much easier and so much like less stress on you as a parent. Making it a normal thing, a normal bodily function, you know, they'll grow up knowing that, just like anything else. And it won't be so traumatizing and weird and awkward and like, I got something good about this. Because, for instance, when I was growing up, my mother told me nothing. My mom came from her parents were foreign. Like, they didn't talk about anything. Therefore, my mother didn't talk about anything with me. Thank God my best friend across the street was 2-3 years older than me. 2 years older than me. And got those talks earlier, you know, and went to the classes in school. And I found out about that stuff basically through like a kid, my neighbor. And it made it very uncomfortable and very like when things are like that, when things are not talked about in the home, it gives, think about the anxiety you had as a kid when things were like the unknown, when things aren't explained to you, when parents are just like, it's none of your business. Certain things are none of their business, fights between parents, financial problems, things like that. But bodily functions, and like, I love bathing with my kid. It's so cute. It's such an intimate moment. Like, if you're busy all day and the only time you get to see them is maybe like 4 minutes for dinner or like trying to help them with their homework, if you get a chance to like sit in the bathtub face to face with, you really can't necessarily have your phone in the bathtub either. It's quiet and you're just literally facing them and you see their little face as a little kid, a little baby again. It's like, oh, those moments. You like brush their hair back. It's so sweet. And like, I cherish it. It's like moments to talk to each other. And I don't know when I'm going to cut that off, when I think it's like, you know, now it's time to like not do that. And it's not that I do it all the time, but they beg me, can you take a bath with me? Oh, sure. But I don't always say yes. Because still, as an adult, like my kid tries to ask, can I sleep? Is this new thing? Can I sleep in your bed? Can you sleep in my bed? Sometimes, and I'm usually going to pick them up and put them in their own bed after they fall asleep, because we all know little kids like to like do the Macarena in their sleep and roll and go crazy. But I keep that boundary. Like, I'll say yes sometimes, but I don't say yes all the time, because you need to maintain control as a parent. You need to be able to cut it off at a certain age and a certain point. And there's nothing wrong with co-sleeping if that's something you choose as your family, for your family. But basically, like, opening up that conversation early on, letting them know what a real body looks like. And like, you as a parent, you decide when it's time to cut that off or when you stop feeling comfortable, the kid, you know, whatever. But I know a lot of parents and a lot of families in my life that don't, I know moms that were like tandem breastfeeding until their kids were 3, like, because they had 2 kids back to back, you know. You know, you obviously make that decision as an adult, like what you feel comfortable with, but I honestly recommend it. Pulling that freaking Band-Aid off. Like, my kid jokes around with me all the time, Mom, are you getting your period? Like, when I'm getting a little crazy. And I'll even say, like, I think I'm getting my period. Not to make an excuse, but to kind of like put things into perspective and to know, like, listen, it's totally my fault. It is not your fault that you dropped that Cheerio on the floor. Like, I'm just like, so there's a monster growing inside of me right now, you know. So I don't know, I recommend trying to be as open and an honesty. Like, I missed out on a lot of that as a kid. Like, I just didn't get talked to about anything. And then like, come 12, my dad tries to corner me in the bathroom and like explain puberty to me, and I'm like, this is so weird and awkward and I hate it. You know, at that point you already like know things and you're like, God, Dad. And it was like my dad, but at least he tried, you know. I give him an A for effort. But I don't know, you just want to be realistic. Let's be honest. Keep that honesty flowing with our kids. It literally gets rid of all that anxiety. Like, I'm gonna do a lot of videos about food and eating and things like that, and even just when your kid feels comfortable and their needs are being met, they're not gonna just, and they're being hugged and this and that, they're not gonna just want chicken nuggets and rice. They'll try new things, you know. They'll feel like they don't just need that comfort food because there's nothing else comfortable in their day, right? That's sometimes picky eaters. It's like a physiological thing where like your taste buds just start, like I've learned about this. But then it's also a lot of times it's emotional. Like their needs are not getting met in a certain way. So if you can give your kid a little bit of that comfort, a little bit less anxiety, you know, a little bit more knowledge to what the real world is, not just behind a screen, swipe, you'll feel better too. Honestly, I'm telling you, ripping that Band-Aid off young makes it a lot easier for you too. So give it a chance, think about it, let it process, think about maybe your version of that for yourself and your family. And don't dismiss it. Don't think I'm crazy. Don't think I'm gross. A lot of people would agree with this method. And those cute little baby buns in the bathtub. Ah! All right, be well, be happy, be healthy. I had salmon and falafels for lunch. Weird, I know. I was just like, I have to go grocery shopping today, so trying to get rid of some things. Working on my weight loss journey. How I gained the weight I gained, I do not know. Like, so weird. Blood work came back 100%, which just means I'm being fat and lazy. Oh well. All right, love you guys. Mwah. You look so awesome today. Keep up the good work. Keep trying. Smile. Bye.